Hello everybody, it's Current Cartoon TV coming with you with another review. As always, I have my co-host here, Gundam.
Hey guys, what's up?
And we're going to go over Infinity Train, which is about a 12-year-old girl named Tulip finding herself on a mysterious train with endless numbers of cars, each with its own universe, and she must find a way to get home.
That's right, and this is a new show.
Oh yeah, it just came out earlier this month, and man, what a ride that was. So let's go ahead and go into our actual likes of this season. Gundam, how about you give me your likes?
Well, going into this, since it is a new property, it's really hard to have some expectations, but I kept them kind of mid, and I want to say that I was blown away, actually. The animation style is very fluid, very, well, animated, and the colors, the shading was so very vibrant and very, very good. I think the team did a really good job on it. And the music of the actual show is really, really good as well, too. It has that kind of 80s synth that I love very much because I love that retro 80s, purple and chrome sounding music. In fact, there is even a chrome episode that's very, very good with reflections that we're going to go over in a little bit, but that might actually be my favorite episode, just so you know. The pacing of each episode is very well done. No episode overstays its welcome. No episode you want to end very quickly or, keep going. It really does a really good job of making it enclosed and keeping you engaged, but at the same time, making sure that you've had a great time overall. Now, the show stars Tulip, who is this 12-year-old girl who is in a household. Her parents are divorced. They're going through some hard times. She's going on to a camping trip to game design camp, which I hope is a real thing because I want to go to that. And she finds out that she can't go. So she, being almost a teenager, she gets angry. She wants to leave. She wants to go on her own. She ends up leaving her house and discovering this train. And this train, absorbs her, sucks her in, and now she's in a whole new world where now, like he said in the beginning, she's trying to get home, but she also wants to try to get to the place, the actual game design camp at the same time. But as you discover with all the in-depth character development that this show has, how much she grows from the beginning as a bratty 12-year-old girl who didn't get what she wanted to becoming a much more adult and mature person. And that's pretty much what, I gathered from the show, the likes that I have for this entire series so far, to season 1. And Outlaw, what did you think of season 1 as far as the pacing and everything like that?
Oh man, the pacing of this season was amazing, great. Like you said before, each episode felt like they were not too short but not too fast, and pretty much every episode had a nice meaning to it where it has actually a little conflict in it, a little building to the character herself and all that. And I absolutely love how this was really very dark tone but didn't really say, hey, yeah, this is a dark cartoon. They actually approached it very differently than what you would expect from other cartoons. It's very hard to actually talk about parents divorcing and how parents are actually really having hard times with each other and trying to maintain a nice family, like Tulip's parent, where they're trying to balance everything out. And again, unfortunately for her, she was unable to actually go to her gaming camp, and she was very distressed about it and all that. And it was a really good emotional ride, honestly it was. And you see her actually slowly building confidence in herself, and actually confidence that change does happen and change needs to happen to actually move on.
And I'm glad you brought up the word balance, by the way, because this show has a very good balance of the dark tones but also the light tones as well. We meet various colorful characters on the way. There's this robot called 1-1 who can even split into two pieces, which have different personalities. One who's very happy, but also one who's very cynical, very angry, very down and just sad. I love it. I think the dynamic between her and the robot are really good. She even meets this Corgi who is a king of its own train car, and they have a whole kingdom of Corgis as well, and which ended up actually joining her on her journey towards the end. And these cast of characters are really good. Every character, as much as you think they wouldn't, they have some character development. They even help the main character Tulip grow as a character by being friends and giving her the push she needs to overcome these obstacles that she's getting through in each car.
And let's not forget about the cat.
Oh, that's right. On her journey, she also meets a cat who she befriends pretty quickly, based upon her other friends that she meets in the show. But it quickly turns that the cat may not be the best friend for her that she would hope it would be. She has another scheme behind her, exterior, but at the same time, it's all to better herself. Doesn't matter who gets, destroyed in the process.
Now, was it a scheme? Because if you do remember in the last episode with the cat, she did say she always does everything right.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
I always do the right thing.
True, like I said, but she does everything to better herself. Whether it's right or wrong, it's always right for her, if that makes any sense. But in this case, the right thing to do was to get Tulip to help her so that she can get her train back or get her car back so that she can, have a normal life on the train, if you can call that normal, you know what I mean? It was really good. I like that she had some redeeming qualities as well. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the characters doesn't matter how little or how much screen time they had, this show was able to balance the pacing as well as character development at the same time as bringing these characters to life.
And then let's go ahead and go into your dislikes then. What did you not like about this season?
The only thing I can think of that I can say I didn't like about this season was probably the way, well, no, I don't think I have any dislikes. I'm like, if anything would be a nitpick, maybe some episodes, they should have combined the last two episodes together as one full episode instead of doing the breakup between the two. But it also gives you time to reflect on what just happened in the episode and not just drive you into the next one. So I think that's a really good way. Again, very well paced. So I really can't say anything bad about this season. I really do. And I really hope that they can continue that if they do if you're going to do a new season, new characters.
And I have to agree with you. It's very hard to actually do any dislikes on this. The only thing I could say is I wish there was more episodes. I wish there was more cars that we actually could follow Tulip and her adventures and all that. But honestly, every episode was a great one. I can't say there was one bad one. There was one maybe I didn't really care too much about, is the crystal car with the singing and all that. But even then, it was still a great episode to watch.
Yeah, it was, the way that they did it was to show that sometimes we think of something as important to us, but it's not as important as they think, and some things you think that are not important to us that actually are very important to us that we think about all the time as well too. So I thought it was a really good, well-paced episode too. But I understand what you think or what you feel about that episode.
All right, Gundam. Well, go ahead and go into our ratings. What did you give Infinity Train out of a 5 scale?
I would have to give this show probably a 5 out of 5. I actually think that they have a great idea on their hands, and I'm glad the guy was able to execute it and get it on the screen for all to see. I think he really truly had a good idea.
Yeah, you're talking about Dennis Owen, which is actually one of the story writers of a regular show. So yes, and I actually have to agree with you. I am also giving this a 5 out of 5. It was a great season again, and I'm hoping for the next season, and which they have already greenlit for the second season of this. But now here comes the question: what's going to happen to Tulip?
I think that they're probably going to do kind of like a Final Fantasy thing where it's a new story with new characters that share the same elements from past events, and I think that they'll do new characters, have them go through their own train adventure, maybe even between some of the times as well too, because you know how some episodes would start with them leaving a couple of cars and stuff like that. They can even do like a side series where they show what happened in those cars and stuff like that, to just to kind of break up the bridge between season 1 and season 2 if they wanted to.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like great. Dennis Owen, a big fan of Doctor Who and all that. I could definitely see them actually bringing in another protagonist in with the same similar issues going on, and then we follow their path like we would do with the Doctor.
And don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe. Make sure you ring that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. We would love to see how you guys thought of the show, and hopefully you guys agree with us. If not, leave it down below, of course. And we also have some links in the description. Outlaw, you'll go over those.
Those links are to our Reddit page, our Patreon page, and also our Twitter page, and we also have a link to our website at www.currentcartoontv.com.
So you guys, thank you so much for watching.
Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe, and this is Outlaw signing out.